How are you?
Pretty good, just checking out what you got going on.
Sure. You can look at it. Are you Christian, Muslim, what you believe?
I'm Muslim.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I always ask for Muslim, there's a 5 question if you want to answer that. Which one you want to pick?
I didn't see you guys talk.
I got better questions for you actually.
Sure.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
just wondering what motivates you to come out here and ask these questions.
Yeah, because see, for love of Muslim, I love Muslim are very good people.
Yeah.
I love them. So I want to make sure if they know the Quran.
Yeah.
So you know the Quran, huh?
Well, the Quran's difficult to interpret. It's difficult to read. Not everybody knows. Not everybody knows the Bible. The Bible is translated, right? So not everybody who believes in these religions are very, very, understand these texts very well. People who think they understand the Bible, it's a translation. It's a 2,000-year-old text. There's cultural and historical context that we don't understand. So nobody who believes in these faiths can sit down here and tell me that they have a good understanding of any of them.
Sure, but
I mean, for the concepts, the basic concepts like one God, right? Worship of God, being good to your neighbors, being good to your wife, your children. Those are easy concepts to develop. Trying to say that you understand these texts and you can communicate them is ridiculous. Anybody who believes in Christianity or Islam or Judaism, you can't actually read these things and think that you know them.
No, we can. Bible is easy to have a translation, but I'm saying we are here to talk about. Yeah, do you know Quran, huh?
Oh no, not very well. I mean, I understand.
So
the
you're
history of
Muslim,
Islam.
huh?
Yeah, I'm Muslim. Yeah.
So why are you Muslim? Any reason to be
I'm
a Muslim?
because I believe in one God. I believe in the prophecy of Moses, Ibrahim, Jesus alayhi salam, Muhammad alayhi salam. All these prophets come with the same message. A lot of people have kind of convoluted these messages. There's a lot of cultural things that kind of mess these up.
Sure.
A lot of us misunderstand these things in general, but essentially the message is the same, right? Between Ibrahim, Moses alayhi salam, Jesus alayhi salam, Muhammad alayhi salam, it's believe in one God and be a good person. You will never understand these texts completely. You might think you do, and that might be your misunderstanding.
I understand, brother, what you're saying, but my question is that you say that Muslim because you believe God is one.
Yeah,
How do you know that? Where'd you heard that?
from the prophecies, from all the prophets.
No. I know the prophecy. You're talking about which prophecy in the Quran?
All of them. Ibrahim, the same thing.
No,
right?
I'm talking about, right now we're talking about the Quran.
Well, I mean, the Quran has to do with everything with all these prophets, right?
No,
Ibrahim's in the Quran?
no, that's not true. So
It's not?
Yeah, it's not true. Yeah, but
Why do you say that? Why do you say
because
that?
I'm going to ask you the question.
No, I'm going to ask you the question. Why would you say
Because it
that?
has
Why would you say the
Bible-
Quran doesn't say that the prophecy of Moses, Ibrahim, Jesus alayhi salam, Muhammad salam, isn't in the Quran that says believe in one God? Why would you say that? They're not
that's
in
what I'm
there?
saying. So you believe that God is one.
Yes.
That's right. How do you know that?
I don't, actually, to be honest with you. I believe it. I don't know it. I believe it.
But you keep saying that God is one.
But I believe it. I don't know it.
So believe me that you. How did you heard that, or where did you learn that?
I just said it from just in general. My belief is just the belief in the prophecies, right?
So it has something is believing. I mean, without reading
What do
somewhere.
you believe in?
No.
No,
I'm a
what do you
Christian.
believe?
I'm a Christian.
Well, why is Christianity more authentic or accurate than Islam?
No, we're not talking about that. I'm talking about. I just want.
That's a question I have for you. I mean, you got a big tent
Yes,
out here.
that's what I told you.
That's a good question
No,
for you.
I have. That's why I say I'm here to make sure that Muslim knows about your Quran. So you are Muslim.
Do you know about the Quran?
Yes, that's why I'm here. That's why
How
I'm
do you
teaching
know?
Quran.
What's your background?
I came from Pakistan, but
So that doesn't give you the back. Just because
Yeah,
you come
sure,
from
because
Pakistan.
I come from Muslim country,
If
so
you come
I
but if
study
you come
Quran.
But even though that's the same concept, listen, same concept. You're Pakistani. Your major language is Urdu. Just because you were born in Pakistan.
So I
doesn't-
study Quran. That's what I'm saying. I study Quran,
Okay.
and I just want to make sure
How
that
do we know that you study Quran though?
that's what we're going to talk about. You will know that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So you saying that you are Muslim because
speak Arabic?
No, I don't.
So how do you know the Quran very well then?
I don't. We have a translation.
My point
So-
exactly. A lot of these are translations. You can't really authentically say you understand these texts
Sure.
very well, and then you can't. It's really kind of a gamble on your end
Sure.
to say that I'm reading these texts as a translation. There's these cultural differences that I might be affected by, and then I'm going to come here and teach everybody about these religions.
Yeah, brother, you following Muhammad who cannot read and write.
Listen, man, I'm telling you,
No, you following Muhammad.
which makes the Quran all that more miraculous.
More like amazing.
Yeah,
It's like, if
that-
you
I mean-
read and write, and if you could actually
Let me do it. Let me do it.
listen
Let me do it.
to-
Let me do it. Let me do it.
If you hear
Sure.
Arabic, if you hear what is
Ma'am,
actually
you
written
read the
that is
Quran?
illiterate,
You
cannot
you read the
read
Quran,
that.
ma'am? You read the Quran?
I've read a
No,
translation
yeah,
of
it's
it.
Okay, it's a
translation.
translation.
But
All
We're
right,
not
so
very
It's
versed.
that-
We're not out here saying that we know. We're
yes,
not out here with
no,
the tent saying that
the
we
way
know,
you're
right?
talking about something which you know a lot.
Well,
the way she's saying that, the way
actually,
you say.
actually, you're saying you know.
You're
Yes,
a lot.
I know. I'm saying that I know, and that's why we're talking. So I just
Can
want to
I-
make sure.
Why
How
do,
do,
can I tell you guys something? Why do Muslims say that Jesus was a Muslim?
Well, because you know what Muslim means. You know what
Yeah,
the act,
yeah, I know what it means
What does it
to
mean?
submit yourself to one God.
right. So if Jesus did that, he's a Muslim because of the fact that he submitted
But
himself
here's
to one
a
God.
contradiction that I see by that. If you guys say Jesus was Muslim, but he was Jewish, right? But he was Jewish. You say he was a Muslim. So can you say the Jewish nowadays are they Muslims?
Well, you're using
Actually,
different
yeah.
terms. Wait, hold on,
So
hold
they're
on, hold
Muslims?
on, hold on. No. You're using
That's
different
what I'm
terms. You're using like terms that like human being terms in terms of like categorizing people under Judaism or Christianity. When you say Muslim, you're not using like terms of. Well, let me finish. I'll let you finish. Let me finish.
Yep.
You're not using terms associated with being like we have phrases as Jewish, Christian. These are things that we made up, right?
Okay,
Christianity, Judaism is
Yeah,
according to the
right.
following of one text or one tradition, right? So when you talk about Muslims saying that Jesus is Muslim, also it's not having to do anything saying that his prophecy is inaccurate or it's this or this or that. It's basically saying that he's a Muslim because Muslims don't say we don't call ourselves Mohammedans, right? We don't call ourselves Mohammedans. That's not what we do. We say Muslims are people who believe in one God and follow one God. Right?
Okay, so here's my question.
yeah, but sir,
let me
hold on.
ask
It's not going to answer. It doesn't know the Quran, so why you?
Because
You're not
I don't think
answering.
you do either.
So
you know what I
are
mean?
you-
But again, I'm
said
not
that-
out here with the tent.
Yeah, you're right.
We're all citizens, we're
So
all-
I'm a Muslim.
if you submit
Yeah,
to
one
if,
God.
I
if you
do.
believe in one God,
Yeah, I do.
then
But
exactly.
I consider myself Christian because I believe that God came down in human form. So am I a Muslim?
That's your belief. That's your belief.
integrity.
And you're going down. I'm going to say that, and I'll tell you exactly why I believe in Islam and not Christianity. Is because the whole message coming down the entire time was we believe in one God.
Which message?
Now all of a sudden,
which message?
I'm talking about even before, like from Adam
No,
to
which,
Muhammad.
which message that?
One God, the belief in one God.
So I'm a
Okay,
Muslim.
brother,
If you,
hold
if
on,
you
brother,
submit,
hold
not
on.
actually,
hold
you
on.
wouldn't be.
No,
Actually, you wouldn't be.
Yeah,
Actually, you wouldn't
exactly.
be.
So it's a contradiction.
You wouldn't be because you believe in a Trinity, right? So
You
you wouldn't be.
believe in
You wouldn't be.
Father,
You
Son,
wouldn't
Changing
be.
that. Hold on,
Yeah,
hold on.
so-
Let's see.
so-
We're not going to
It's
stay
a
too long.
That's okay. You can believe what you
It's not-
believe in, but I'm
it's
telling.
not-
I'm,
no,
so I'm
brother.
that's what I'm saying. My biggest thing about it. My biggest. Hold on a second. I'm talking to him. I'm not talking to you. Hold on. My biggest thing. So I grew up. My grandmother. I'm half Mexican, half Egyptian.
Oh, okay,
right?
cool.
So my grandmother is Catholic, and I don't know. Just like I'm telling you, and this is my experience. Is people aren't really familiar with these things as much as they like to say they are. They're not. There's too many cultural innuendos. There's too many language barriers. There's too many things for you to accurately stand up there and say, I understand these things and I'm going to lead you. That is a risk for people to do because people will take people astray very easily, right? Now, I'm very familiar with Christianity. I'm very familiar with Islam because I was raised in both backgrounds, right? The reason I find Islam to be more palpable for me is because the same message that came down, believe in one God for every prophet. Ibrahim never talked about a Trinity. He never talked about Jesus. He never talked about this. Moses alayhi salam never talked about a Trinity. Never talked about that. Now all of a sudden we have a faith
How do you know that,
says,
brother? How do you know that?
Because
What
it's-
you saying that?
Read it.
No, hold on.
I just
Well, how
want
do
you
you
to
know?
answer me a yes or no question.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I can
Jesus
answer.
called himself, he was Jewish, right? He was from Judaism. He was Jewish. So are the Jewish nowadays, you consider them Muslims, yes or no?
Yeah. I mean, if they're submit to one God, though, yeah. If
So they're Muslim. You can call Jewish Muslim.
But again, though, you're kind of getting in the weeds here because you're
no,
now,
because
now
like, because you're in a contradiction. Yes, it was. You know what I mean?
No,
You
but
see
that's not the thing. You're worrying about like branding and like naming people what they have believed to. It's not about that. It's
Well,
not
he
about like
considered
what
himself Jewish. He
you
didn't
talk about sex now. This is where we get into problems now, right? Because you start talking about things like I believe this sect, I believe in this sect. It's not about that. You're getting like you're making it very simple, and it's not that way, right? So essentially, like what I was trying to tell you is that that's why I'm not Christian, because that's a big gamble, right? Because the biggest sin that God will not forgive is associating him with others. So unless you're certain about the Trinity, unless you're certain about the deity of a man that came down, that might be one unforgivable sin. Right?
Oh, brother, what you
But
getting
that's-
that?
I'm not telling you can't believe. I'm not
yeah.
telling you can't believe that. I'm not telling you can't believe
Oh,
that.
yeah,
I
no,
don't
I'm
believe
just-
that.
Bro,
It's
how
a
do
good
you- how do you know?
conversation. It's a great
How do you know Allah
conversation.
is
I think
one?
the main thing that we
I
have
don't.
issues with this.
I'm
So
just
why
saying that's what I
you
believe.
keep saying that? That's
I
my
I
question.
don't. I'm just telling you that's what I believe.
Let's see around.
No, so why you keep saying that Allah
I
is
don't.
one?
I don't. I'm just telling you that's what I believe.
But you're believing something in darkness, bland faith.
Why?
Because you never read that.
Babe,
What
let's
have
go.
you read?
I read the Bible and
He's
read
going to
the.
stand out here and try to preach what he thinks he needs to.
I know. I just think.
But
Are
it's
you
just
pre-
like,
you-
it's
I think-
very
Most of them
listen,
you were
very
preaching.
sad.
You were
No,
preaching something. I did not say that. Nothing. You're the one you guys preaching.
Listen,
I did not even say
listen,
nothing.
Man, listen,
Yeah,
man,
sure,
listen,
sure,
listen,
sure.
listen.
okay.
Listen, I came here to go to lunch. You have this stuff up here. You got to be better prepared to answer these questions. You know what I mean?
You're not even let me talk. You guys giving a lecture.
Well, you're asking me
Which-
questions.
No,
You're
you're not.
asking
I'm
me-
not asking
You should be answering
I-
questions. I shouldn't be answering questions.
No, because you call yourself Muslim, huh?
But you're out here with this
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what I said.
I
So
just
you
told-
call-
I just told you I don't know. I said that's what I
So,
believe.
well, if you
I
don't
just
know,
told
so
you.
why are you saying something wrong? You can telling
Why?
wrong
How do you
people.
know I'm wrong?
Because I'm
why
telling
are you right and I'm wrong?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Where you find out Allah is one.
That's what I believe. I told you the whole.
mean,
I just
have
got
no-
done- I just got done telling him that and you
believing
that.
believing it's okay, but you misleading people. If you
I'm
never read,
misleading
yeah,
people?
if you never read the Quran, you read the
Has
Quran.
read the Quran
I don't
many,
know
many
this with
times. Many,
Ma'am,
many
you
times.
are
We've
talking
read
about.
the
Let me
Bible,
talk.
we've read the Quran.
You don't know nothing. You guys
It's
know
okay.
nothing.
It's okay.
You guys know.
I gotta tell you though too. Though, like I said, though, I didn't.
You
Like I
keep
said,
lecturing me that, but you're not answering my
Well,
question.
what's my? I tell you, I don't. I just got done telling you, man. I don't know.
You
that.
did not. You didn't read the Quran, huh? You read the Quran.
Yeah, I have
Ma'am,
read the Quran.
don't talk. Let me
I have
talk
read the
to
Quran.
him
I
after
could
you
read
read
it.
it.
I'm not going to have you tell me not to talk.
Why?
And because you are being inappropriate. My grandfathers were both preachers. I come from a
Who
very
cares about
historical
your
thing.
grandfather? We are
No,
talking
no,
about
no,
you
no,
and
no,
me,
no,
okay?
But
We're talking about you.
Please,
Yeah.
I don't want to
I'm
talk
just
to
gonna
him.
finish
He's,
another
he's
bit.
not.
I'll catch up with you guys. I'll catch up with you guys.
Yeah,
I'll catch up with
yeah.
you
Go.
guys.
Let the man
catch-
saying that
I'll
go.
catch up with you guys.
Yeah.
I'll catch
All
up
right.
with you.
So, brother. So, how do you know that Allah is one?
I just got done telling you, man. I'm going to say it again for probably the fourth or fifth time. I
you
don't
say you
know that.
believe
I
it.
believe that. Yeah.
So you never read the Quran?
I have it. I can even read in Arabic too. Can you read Arabic?
I don't need to, bro.
Oh, if you know the Quran, read this for me then.
Sure, I can read that. Yeah.
No. Read this. Read here.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no,
Quran
read
is
it. No,
here.
read
Yeah,
Arabic.
yeah,
Read
yeah.
Arabic. Read Arabic for me.
Tell me. What?
Put this
what?
away. Put this away. This is Arabic. This
Yeah.
is the
I
we're
said
talking
I
about
don't read
translation. Well, then how do you know?
So how do you know that Muhammad read and he cannot write? How are you following him, man?
You can't be
You
out here.
following the God?
Listen,
Guy
listen,
doesn't know anything.
I'll read this for you in Arabic.
No.
If you could read this in Arabic, I will listen to you.
Bro, why you want to listen to our?
If you-
Muhammad cannot read and
if
write.
you can
Did
read
you
this in
ask why
Arabic, I'll
Muhammad
listen
cannot
to
read
you.
and
If
write?
you can-
No, did you ask Muhammad why cannot read and write?
Bro, if you can read
You
this,
following the guy who
if you-
cannot read and
If you can
write.
read this in Arabic, I'll listen to you.
Bro, I don't know.
If you can read
Okay,
this in Arabic,
no.
I'll listen to you.
Okay, my question is
Read
here-
this in Arabic.
Bro, I don't need to. You Allah speak only Arabic language. He speak on. Yeah, you're laughing on your Quran because you Allah. Yeah.
I'm laughing at this. You're out here with a lot of information,
Yes, I
telling
do.
people certain things.
You're lying to people, bro.
And you're telling people that you understand this text.
I did
but
not
you're-
say that. Did I say
and
that I
you
read
tell-
that?
You just did. You said you could understand Arabic.
I
you read
said
Arabic.
no. You lying again. You lying. I never say that. I say that I don't speak Arabic.
Well, you said
but,
you said you understand.
I
this-
know
you
Quran.
understand
I
the
know
Quran.
Islam.
So you understand Arabic?
See, I don't need to. So,
Read-
if,
read
so
this
you
text
have
for
to.
me.
You have to be Arabic to know Quran.
Well, you said that. You said you knew this. You
Bro,
told me
I
that you knew
know
this.
that we have a
But
translation.
you just told me. But you can't. So you obviously
you're
there-
lying-
if-
you're
if
lying.
You,
I
if
did
you
not
can't
say
read
that.
Arabic, you can't. Out
I
here
can
be-
have a translation here.
Listen.
Okay,
If
so-
you can't read Arabic, you can't be out here saying you're a scholar on this stuff.
Why do you have to be scholar? I have a scholar people that don't speak Arabic.
No, you don't know about this stuff.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
I know that. I
You
not came
don't.
from village.
You
Okay,
don't.
I
You
know.
can't.
I've been.
You don't
Bro,
know this stuff. You
you're
don't know this stuff.
following the guy who
Goodbye.
cannot read and write.
Goodbye.
Leave Islam as soon as possible, man. You're lying to people.